Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, Hello Tomorrow. After the third atomic war, when the Earth was a mass of red radioactive dust, a handful of men and women went deep underground in the struggle for survival. A new civilization was built deep underground, a civilization which must keep a ceaseless vigil against the deadly gamma rays which filter down through the Earth. A civilization where the prime consideration is the genetic survival of the race. It is to this civilization in the year of our Lord, 4195, that we take you now.
Professor Lois Burton?
Yes.
I have a call from the Director of Emotional Stability for the third oblong. Go ahead, sir. Hello, darling.
Hello, dear. How is the Director of Emotional Stability? My, how impressive that sounds.
Don't joke, dear. You never know who may be listening.
Sorry. How are you? You sound tired.
Well, we've had some bad cases. Mostly frantic mothers who insist on imparting their feelings to children. I suspect it's chromosomes affected by gamma ray leakage from the surface, but the head of the psychotechnic division says they're glandular cases. But that isn't why I called. I have good news.
What is it?
The genetic board has approved our application for marriage.
So soon?
Our chromosomes tested perfect. We can marry any time we want. As a geneticist, you should know that our offspring should be 90 percentile of perfection.
I know.
What's the matter? You are happy about it, aren't you?
Of course. Terribly happy.
I'm coming right over to the lab.
You'll have to give me some time.
What's the trouble?
No trouble. You know that genetic survey I've been working on?
What about it?
Well, I've finally gotten permission to study an actual living case. A specimen of imperfect genetic transmission.
Really?
They're bringing him, or it, up from the condemned cages on the lower level.
You will be careful.
There's nothing to be afraid of. The specimen is XJ12. It's been studied before many times and is quite well trained. Oh, there's my door signal. I'll have to hang up, darling. See you later. Yes?
Professor Burton?
Yes.
I'm from the Phylogenic Institute.
Oh, you brought my specimen?
May I come in?
By all means. Oh, how...
Horrible? It all depends on your viewpoint. I happen to have a twisted leg. My parents were genetically unsound.
But then you...
Yes, I am specimen XJ12.
I see.
I hope you aren't shocked.
No stable person permits feelings to enter into his work. I will admit to surprise. I was expecting something a little more abnormal.
Well, I try to be as abnormal as possible. It pays off. The Phylogenic Institute allows me out of the genetic cages ever so often so I can breathe the pure air of the upper levels and mingle with the genetically perfect.
You seem quite well educated.
I spent the first years of my life here in the upper levels.
How is that possible?
As a small child, my mother concealed me from the director of heredity. My mother actually, dreadful word, loved me.
That would explain your obviously low threshold of emotional control.
If you choose to call it that. You seem to be struggling to repress a few feelings yourself.
We will confine ourselves to the impersonal aspects of our work.
As you please.
I shall require you as a demonstration for a lecture I'm delivering to one of my classes tomorrow.
At your service.
Sit here, please. Grip these electrodes tightly. I'm going to calibrate your electrochemical tension.
I'm quite familiar with the procedure. I realize that as an imperfect, I am expendable, but I should hate to be electrocuted.
The charge is not lethal. Plus 15 surface tension.
You know, you have beautiful hair.
Plus 12 at a depth of 4 centimeters. My hair meets minimal requirements for the genetic code.
And lovely blue eyes. Crystal clear.
Plus 10 at 7 centimeters.
Pretty. A perfect woman. Lovely expressive hands. And a heart of stone. Like all the rest of you perfect survival types.
Shut up.
Oh, could it be you do have feelings?
I seem to sense an air of emotional tension.
It's nothing, dear. This is the specimen.
You, specimen. Tell this dolt who I am, Lois.
This is the Director of Emotional Stability for the Third Oblong. You will address him as Mr. Director.
Mr. Director.
This creature seems quite impertinent.
He's only a specimen, darling.
Well, use him and ship him back to the cages. He's probably radioactive.
Attention, attention. The next demonstration will be conducted by Professor Lois Burton of the Institute of Genetics. Her topic, the probability of radioactive damage in the chromosome heredity of imperfect non-survival types. Professor Burton.
As you know, most imperfects are destroyed at birth. However, those who, for one reason or another, manage to survive are segregated in cages on the lower level for study purposes. The specimen we have today has been trained to tell in his own words about the factors in his upbringing. You will have to forgive his immature emotional control factor. He is, as you can see, quite different. Specimen XJ12. You will proceed, please.
Thank you. My mother was a psychotechnician in the Fifth Oblong. My father was an historian specializing in the records of pre-atomic surface culture. In the earthquake of 2170, apparently some hard radiation filtered down through the tunnels and penetrated the Fifth Oblong. The effect on my hereditary factors is quite apparent in this twisted leg. My father taught me in the last days before he was executed that every human personality is born with certain inalienable natural rights. The rights to have feelings, the right to mature, and above all, the right to be different from every other living organism. Because it cannot be otherwise, I submit to you, distinguished students, that the attempt by this society to abridge these rights is a violation of nature. I submit that the imperfects, the mutants, those who are different, have as much right to exist and be free as you. And I say break open the cages.
Stop him!
Give us back the right to be individuals.
Stop him!
Oh!
Perhaps that will teach you. Professor Burton, take this specimen back to your laboratory and confine him.
Hold still while I bandage your head.
Oh.
You'll be all right.
I suppose you detest me for getting you into trouble.
I don't detest you.
What?
I don't know why, but as you spoke, something began to stir in me.
Tell me what you feel. If I moved you, then I must have moved the others, some of them at least.
For some reason, I took pride in what you were doing, seeing you stand up against them. Why do you look at me like that?
I can't help it.
I wish you wouldn't. You're only an imperfect, you know. Please.
My name is Orrin.
Please.
Say it. Orrin.
Orrin.
Again.
Orrin.
Lois.
Orrin.
Lois.
How touching.
Walter.
I've been listening for some time.
Walter, how could you?
In my capacity as Director of Emotional Stability, it is my duty.
What are you going to do?
Specimen XJ12 will be disposed of quite systematically by the state. For the good of the state, for the good of the genetic code, and in the name of emotional stability.
Walter, I have to talk to you.
Go right ahead.
Walter, you mustn't destroy him.
The specimen? Why not?
He's emotionally unstable. You have to expect irrational behavior.
Aren't you forgetting something, my dear? That you were responding in much the same manner? Or had you forgotten? You see, I'm having him liquidated for your sake. He has an upsetting effect on you.
Then send him back to the cages. But don't kill him.
You speak of destroying an inferior creature as if it was something unethical.
Walter, please, for my sake.
I understand that you have entered a plea for postponement of marriage at the Records Bureau.
Yes. I was too upset to go through with it.
It came as a great disappointment to me.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping that, linked to a stable personality such as mine, you might settle down. If you were married to me, I might even be persuaded to send him back to the cages instead of having him destroyed. Think it over.
If I refuse?
The choice is yours. Well, my dear?
Perhaps you're right.
I am.
I suppose I ought to be rational about this. After all, he's an imperfect.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
When can we be married?
Tomorrow, if you like.
The sooner the better.
Let me talk to the custodian, please. Hello. This is the Director of Emotional Stability for the Third Oblong. I would like you to cancel the execution of specimen XJ12. Turn him over to be remanded permanently to the genetic cages. You'd better go. I'll pick you up in, say, an hour, and we'll make plans. All right?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Hello. This is the Director of Emotional Stability again. I want you to cancel that last order. Proceed with the execution, but under conditions of absolute secrecy. No, don't use the lethal chamber. Take him through the upper level to the tunnels. Yes. Yes, I'll issue a pass for the radiation checkpoint.
Into the elevator.
Very well. Why are we going toward the surface? The cages are on the lower levels.
Radiation check.
I've never done that before.
New procedure. Walk.
Halt. You can't go beyond this point. There is radioactivity in the tunnels.
I have a pass from the Director of Emotional Stability for the Third Oblong. Special mission.
I'll open the airlock.
March inside. Turn around.
So this is how they get rid of the imperfects. Now, before you dispose of me...
Yes?
Help! Security! Security!
What is it? What's happened?
The prisoner struck me. He escaped into the tunnels.
He won't last long.
Can you go after him?
I could send a robot, but it isn't worth the trouble. There's no way back from the tunnels except through here. The only other direction he can go is toward the surface. And the closer he gets, the hotter the radiation. Now, I think you can consider your prisoner officially dead.
wine?
No, thank you, Walter.
You look very beautiful, my dear. Very beautiful.
Thank you.
The wedding will be a small affair. The director of endocrine control, the chief of the security guard.
Walter,
Yes?
was he returned to the cages?
Oh, now, why must you spoil it?
Was he, Walter?
Well, as a matter of fact, there was a little difficulty.
Difficulty?
Yes, you see, XJ-12 escaped.
How? Where?
He struck a guard and ran off into the tunnels.
The tunnels. But that's sure death.
He's free to return any time he chooses. Now, don't become upset, darling.
You planned it, didn't you, Walter?
Stability, darling, stability.
Stability. Here's what I think of stability.
Halt. State your business.
I'm Professor Burton of the Genetic Institute.
You can't go into the tunnels, Professor.
You'll have to let me by. I'm the fiancée of the Director of Emotional Stability.
Oh, I suppose you're after the one who escaped?
Yes.
He's quite dangerous, I understand.
I'm well armed.
Wouldn't it be better to send a robot?
I'm quite capable of handling him. He was my subject.
All right, miss. It's your risk. Checkpoint.
This is the director of emotional stability.
Yes, sir.
If Professor Burton tries to pass the checkpoint, I want her taken into custody.
Professor Burton just passed, sir. She
You
said that...
idiot!
But, sir, she said that
I
she
don't
had...
care what she said. Stop her. Send robots after her. Get her back.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Robot control. Checkpoint to robot control. Order out all televocal robots into the tunnels. Have them bring back any humans. This is a first priority order.
Oren! 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 Oren, where are you? Oren.
Hello?
Oren! It's Lois.
This way. Behind the rock. Over here.
Oh, darling, darling.
Lois. Lois, why did you come here? It's suicide.
I had to. Oh, darling, are you all right?
So far?
You've got to turn back. Give yourself up.
They'll kill
You
me.
can't stay here. The radiation is +4 at this point. It gets worse as you approach the surface.
Lois, darling, go back.
What will you do?
I'm going ahead.
But you can't.
I can. I'm going to the surface.
It's certain death. Not even the robots can survive it.
Well, at least I'll be the first human in 1,100 years to see what the surface of the Earth looks like.
Come back with me.
No, Lois.
Then I'm going with you.
Lois.
Don't try to stop me, darling. There's nothing to go back to now. Nothing but Walter and emotional stability.
You really want to come with me?
Yes.
You know what it means.
I don't care.
My mother used to believe there was a life after death. A place called heaven.
We'll believe it, too.
Oh, no, Lois, I can't let you go.
Oren, I love you. See, I know how to say it now.
Say it again.
Oren, I love you.
What is that?
It sounds like... Oren, it's a robot patrol. They're looking for us.
All right, come on. This way.
Oren, wait.
It can't be much farther, darling.
The robots. They're coming. I can see their lights now.
Listen, they've stopped.
The lights are swinging round. Oren, they see us.
Come on. Look, Lois, look ahead. You can see the lights reflecting from something.
It looks like a lead door.
Come on through. There must be some way to close it. Oh, yes, here.
Let me help.
Well, they won't get through that. It's solid lead.
Oren, I feel so strange. Where are we?
I don't know.
Look, up there. A huge round light.
Lois.
Yes, Oren.
Lois, that's Luna, the moon. We're on the surface.
How strange and red everything looks. How it glows.
It's the radioactivity.
Quiet and peaceful and deadly.
Oh, hush, darling, hush. Sit here and rest a while.
Put your arm around me. Oren. Oren, I'm afraid. Oren, we're going to die.
Don't think about that. Just think about us. Alone. The first humans to stand on the surface of Earth in 1,100 years. That door must have been placed there by the last handful of survivors who went underground after the atomic wars.
And those other lights, the small ones, they must be stars. Oren, I'm so tired.
Go to sleep, darling. Put your head on my shoulder and sleep.
Hold me, Oren. Hold me very close. Oren.
Hmm?
Oren, wake up.
Hmm? What?
Look, it's light. The whole universe is light. Oh, Oren, how beautiful. Look.
This must be the heaven my mother talked about.
See the plants? All green and fresh. And the birds. How strange they look.
Lois, this isn't heaven.
But we must be dead, Oren. We should be dead. The radiation.
By all the laws of nature, yes. And
By
yet...
all the laws of nature. Oren. Oren, we're not dead. This is Earth. And we're alive. We're not going to die.
But, Lois, the radiation, it's present. You can see its effect.
Oren, did you ever hear of geotropism?
I'm not a geneticist.
There is a natural law of adaptation by which an organism will try to adjust itself to its environment by changing. It's called geotropism, don't you see?
No.
All these generations we've been bombarded by radiation filtering down through the Earth. Each successive generation must have inherited some degree of immunity.
But...
Oren, it can't hurt us. Don't you see? We're immune. We're probably the first generation to inherit sufficient immunity.
But, darling, if that's true, then we can transmit that immunity. We can pass it along to our children.
And they to their children. Come on. We'll have to find food and water.
The practical wife. Wait a minute.
What are you doing with that rock?
I want to scratch something on the outside of this lead door.
Lois and Oren.
4195 A.D.
Hello, tomorrow.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was an NBC Radio Network production.
Good morning, weirdos. No, really, good morning. How are you? Nah, do wackadoo, man. Boy, when that bugle chimes do wackadoo in the morning, I am do wackadoo, man. Bring it on, babies. Bring it on. Uh-oh. I'm sorry about that. Let me turn that off there. Do wackadoo. Or do wackadoo. Alright. So how the heck are you, people? Yeah. I am wiped the fuck out. I've been trying to get things rolling together here so that I can get myself some free time over the weekend. Right now I am caught up through this week. I am almost caught up through next week. If I can get caught up the week through next by the end of this week, I might get to go out Sunday night, right? I just might get to go out and do something. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that just be swell? Yes, there is a slight lighting difference here this morning. Can you see my cabinet there? I'm framed in here. I've been framed, man. So, if you haven't been following what's going on the channel lately, I'm doing about 22 videos a week on average, and 10 live shows a week. So that's quite a few videos. That's 32 videos a week. I hope to balance that out soon with some original content as soon as I can get caught up on my regular programming. Wednesday, I've got 6 shows coming Wednesday. Kind of like a repeat of Friday. Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. 6 shows coming up. And that's going to be a standard starting next Wednesday. That'll be 6 shows a day, plus the 2 live shows. So that's 8 videos, just that one day on Wednesday. Wednesday is a big day. It's Old Time Radio Wednesday. So we're going to get 4 Old Time Radio shows. 4, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And then because it's Old Time Radio Wednesday, we'll be kind of carrying that through the day. Let's see, this week we've got Nova. A is for Adam, B is for Bomb. On Tuesday we've got, these are all at 8 p.m., the 8 o'clock slot there. Nova, and then at 8 on Tuesday we've got In Search of, the Easter Island Massacre. On Wednesday we've got, The Day the Earth Moved, one of my favorite movies. You'll love that one. We watched it here the other morning. At 8 o'clock on a Thursday, that's Incredible, another incredible episode. And then Friday at 8, Pick Up Summer, a.k.a. Pinball Summer. It's all about pinball, baby. It's all about dropping them quarters into them machines. And then the schedule next week is pretty similar. Friday and Wednesday movies. Nova Monday, In Search of Tuesday, that's Incredible Thursday. I can't say how much, I just can't tell you how much fun this is. I could, but then I'd have to kill you. I'd have to kill you. So yeah, I've been doing some heavy shoehorning to get this programming up to par, so that no matter when you stop by on the channel, there should be something going on. Regular business hours, of course. 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when the shows are coming on. The shows at 8 p.m. could last as long as 9 or 10. So that's a pretty good size business day there. I'm telling you, that's a lot of stuff to watch. I haven't even been able to watch it all. Yesterday I put on my channel and put on, what did I put on yesterday? I put on something I haven't seen yet. And I got to see it because it's on my channel. So I just punched it up, and there it was. And what did I see? Shoot, I don't even remember what it was I saw. Let's see, That's Incredible, Night Beat, Violent Herbs. That's Incredible. I watched that episode of That's Incredible. It was the Incredible Kids episode. That was cool. Yeah, that's totally cool, man. So check out this evening at 8 o'clock. You know, forget the regular TV. Come back and watch Nova at 8. It starts at exactly 8 o'clock. So show up a couple of minutes early. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I love these old shows. I just dug up another old series from England. It's called The Day the Universe Changed. And it's 10 episodes of this British guy. He's running around, he's talking about the universe. Yeah, let's talk about universe. You know, explorations in science and geography. I don't know what the fuck it's about. We're gonna have to check it out together. It looked really cool. It looked like one of those shows that I would sit and watch back in the 80s. Right? Sitting at home watching PBS. Watching these weird documentaries, you know. And I like the way these documentaries kind of mirror what's happening today, which is really heavy. There were a couple, like Dare to Say No to Drugs, right? That's a pretty heavy one. Parental alcoholism, The Navigators, that's a great one, exploring the world as they did in the past, right? Teenage Devil Dolls, right? Youth on Parole, right? There are some crazy stuff. And then I'm trying to keep the 1980s thing going for the Friday movie, 70s thing for the Wednesday movie, but I really want to try to get a 1980 movie, whether it's made for TV or straight to video, you know, one of those that we can get away with showing, you know, Pick Up Summer, Monstroid, that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll get the pass on some of these cool cheeseball drive-in movies from the yesteryear. And we'll have us a ball. Yeah, we'll have us a ball. Holy hell. So yeah, man. Let's see. I'll be danged. Looks like it's about the 1st of July. It's the 1st of July. Yes. It's the 1st of July. That means that Thursday is the 4th. Hello, if my math works out. The 4th of July. The 4th of July. I like the way that sounds. July. Hey, I got April, May, June, and July. Totally. But don't be like everyone else. Don't just stop in for a couple of seconds and think you know what's going on, because you don't. You really don't. I can mark this one off. In search of Amelia Earhart next week. Ooh. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. That's it. I got 6 videos to upload. Actually, 1, 2, 3. That one's already there. That one yesterday. 4, 5. So it's only 5 videos I've got to upload. That's just great. I can do that by the. I can do that by this evening. That's fantastic, man. Absolutely. I like how these little pens here, the ones with the colors, the 4 colors, right? Black and blue and green and red. It's got a little eye at the top, so that you can run a little leash through it, right? I was thinking, well, cool if I had one of those little stretchy things where you pull on it, right? And it's got the little spring wound spool, and when you pull on it, it pulls back, right? Or you can pull on it and give it a little tug, and then it locks, and then you give it another little tug, and it slings back in. That would be neat to have for this little colored pen. It'd be hanging here, you know. It'd always be there, and then I could just grab it and write, and then go jing, and it sticks back here. It hangs like a necklace. That'd be cool. Am I weird? Yeah, dude, you're totally weird, man. You just totally weirded me out. Totally. Oh man. How about that X-1 this morning, huh? Hello tomorrow. You freaking mutants. You are the mutants. Yeah. Sure. I don't think radiation is going to be as kind as some of those science fiction stories made it out to be, right? Radiation is our friend. All we have to do is adapt. Yeah. What the hell? Totally, I get like the little wrinkle in the fold in the leather here, and then when I set my arm there for a long period of time, it gets that little indentation, kind of hurts, kind of gets a little owie, itchy thing going on there. I've got to move the circulation back into the little wrinkle. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh man, coffee. I've been trying to take it easy on the coffee over the weekends, and the caffeine, and the whatnot. You know, the whatnot. Me and good old whatnot. Ah, jeez. I'm gonna have to get some more whatnot. Yeah, get some more of them baggy buds or something, man. Smo. So I've been trying to let my computers sync up. Hopefully before I create any more content, I can get them to sync up. Basically, I need this computer to upload all of its contents to the cloud. Once there, I transfer stuff that I want to use onto the desktop. Once it uploads to the cloud, I can then access it on this laptop, make it available on this laptop. Then I can move it from this laptop, the desktop, into my external hard drive. When I remove it from the desktop file on this computer and move it into the external hard drive, it automatically disappears on this computer, right? Freeing up memory over here. And it also then frees it up on OneDrive to create more memory there, right? And I'm saving memory over on this computer because I'm not, I'm uploading it directly to the hard drive, the external hard drive, which at this moment right now has about enough gigabytes to take all of the stuff I've created over here. And then we're going to be pretty full. So it looks like we're going to need another external hard drive here soon. And I think what I'm going to do with that is start cataloging my videos onto a new external hard drive and just have created, shared, or original content. Everything that I create for YouTube is going on a master list, right? Right now I've got 165 videos that I've created for YouTube. That plus another 100 and some odd live videos puts me at almost 350 videos on my channel. It's like counting gold, right? No, it's fucking cool, man. I dig it. And I dig the fact that I can premiere it and program it, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, noon, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock every weekday. And then you can watch it in a rerun and playlist. Oh, and I just went through and organized some playlists. So while you can find all of the radio shows in Old Time Radio Wednesday playlist, you can find the individual groups of shows in their own playlists. X-1, Dragnet, Nightbeat, all of that, all in their own playlists. So eventually those will start to fill in as the weeks and months go by. We're about halfway through, about a third of the way through X-1, the series. Once we get done with that, we're going to switch to X-1, and then I'll pick out another science fiction anthology series type thing. And yeah, we'll do it like that. At some point, I think we've reached our limit on how much we're going to create or how much we're going to upload every week. I think 22 videos a week of shared content is quite sufficient. 2 live shows is pretty hectic. This is my favorite show by far because I get to hang out, talk as long as I want, do whatever I want, play whatever I want. But at the same time, that 1 hour nighttime nonsense and nostalgia show is so fucking fun. It just goes by so quick, So I may want to add like a once a week talk show, right? I just have to have somebody to talk to. So yeah, I'll be getting to that, but that'll be like way after I come back. That'll be like way down the road, because I am going to be taking a break. And hopefully while I'm taking a break, I can create some original content. I just got stuff just stacked up in files. Just tons of stuff. So there's that. And then when I come back, I'll be creating original content in earnest, big time. Well, big time. Not just the live stuff, but the music videos, the docuseries, the commercials, all the weird shit that I just love to do. But like I've said before, I go through phases. In a while, I'll be playing my guitar every day. After I come back from my issues, I'll probably come back and be singing a lot more. There's a fine line between insanity and crazy. And I just love living in both worlds. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good one. There's a good one. Hey, Jacob, what's up, man? Whoa, Jake, what's going down, dude? Just chilling, drinking my coffee, buddy. Old lungs. Hi, Bessie. Old face. Yeah, in and out. Has some in and out shit. I got it a few months back when I went to In and Out after one of the concerts with the family. What is it? What is it, big Bessie face? She just loves to be on camera. Well, go drink some water. Tomamos. Go on, drink some water. I know there's water over there. Go on, go drink some water. Nope. Coughing means the weed is good. You don't cough, you don't get off. Totally. Totally, man. Yeah, well, sometimes it means that the weed is good. Sometimes it just means the weed is just nasty. I guess when it's a gagging cough, it could go either way, really. I mean, I had the stuff that I got from last week. It coughed, it gave you a decent head change, but that was it. It didn't take care of any pain, it didn't help with any mental stuff. It was just a quick buzz and then it was gone. And then it was a headache and it was kind of a body ache and it was like, you know what, it ain't working. Every once in a while I come into a batch of weed that just does not work. The wrong amount of terpenes or the balance is off somewhere in the mix. Or it's sprayed with something. I don't do spray on weed. I don't do anything with flavors. I don't do anything with spray on THC. I don't do anything. It's got to be pure flower. That doesn't always mean that it's pure flower. I swear that one place I get weed, I could swear that they're putting something in it. Right? It's bogus, it's old, so they're enhancing the buzz with fentanyl or something. I mean, I seriously, I'd love to get it tested. Yeah. Now, there was we used to get this, what we used to call dirt weed, and that was dirty. It was brown. It tasted like foliage. I mean, it was literally just dirt weed. I think the last time I got dirt weed was about 10 years ago, and that's what prompted me to start going to the dispensaries, and then later on, after it was legalized, the pot shops, because I just got tired of the hit and miss, right? I got tired of not knowing what I was going down to get, and then I'd come back with crap. I'd make a 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour trip to go get some weed because I didn't know anyone up here, and then I'd come back with garbage, right? And then I'd have no choice. I got to smoke garbage for a week. Now I can get less more often and change the quality and the strains more often, which helps keep me from getting adapted to it, right? We got to keep it fresh, man. Like coffee, you got to keep the coffee hot so that it does its job, right? So let me warm up my coffee. Drive me nuts, they're gonna drive me fucking crazy. I'm the doorman. Good morning, this is Carlton, your doorman. How can I help you? Oh, well, just wait a second, let me get up and get that door for you. Hey, look, somebody's talking. PGR weed? The growth regulators actually why. Well, there you go. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. See, I try to find stuff that's, but how do you know, right? How do you know, I just find a good brand and a good strain, or a good brand at least, and then just try to move around their different strains and try to keep from, getting burned out on it, or how do they say? Yeah, there's that word, Oh, fuck, I better smoke some more weed. I can't think straight, man. Totally. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you know, that's why it's hard to grow it at home if you don't know what you're doing, I guess. Because I have tried several times to grow plants from the seeds that I've gotten from weed that I've bought, and I can't get it to, I can get it to grow, I can get it to flower, I can get it to look or smell, taste really, really good, but it's just garbage weed. I mean, I got jars of garbage weed that I just can't smoke. Tastes eh. Doesn't give you a buzz, you know. So, yeah, I just try to find a good brand that has some good strains that I know do what I need done for me. That's it. That's the best I can do at this point. I would love to be able to find some old school seeds, but exactly, where are you going to find that shit nowadays? And then people nowadays, they just want to sell their shit. So they'll tell you whatever you want to hear so they can sell their shit, right? And so I don't believe much of what goes on out there nowadays. Yeah, nowadays. I hate that fucking word nowadays. Doesn't that just, you know, I just love yesterdays. Nowadays. Yeah, nowadays is one of those fucked up terms that just says so much. It don't say enough, but boy, it says everything. Nowadays. Nowadays, you just can't trust, you know, anything. Nothing. Don't get me fucking started, man. Don't get me started. Hey, shut up. Don't get him started. Harry, leave him alone. Don't get him started. Yeah. So, yeah, man, totally. Thursdays. That's Incredible Thursdays. Tuesdays. In Search of Tuesdays. In Search of with Leonard Nimoy. I've got enough That's Incredibles and In Search ofs to take us all the way through August. All right, and maybe into September. Same with Nova. I've got enough Novas to keep us busy for a while. Oh, there's that dog. I'll be right back. Starting to tweet out there. Them birds are starting to wake up. And birds. Hey, birds. So, yeah. This is July. I'm also trying to free up time so that I can leave town. I gotta go to Elsinore. Yeah, weed today, nowadays, can be frustrating. Like, I was like, all right, I'm getting a half ounce for a really good deal. And it's like I couldn't even finish the half ounce. It just got so unbearable. You know, I had to get new weed. You know. So that was kind of a bummer. So now and then I had to recover from having that bad weed, right? It wasn't taking care of my pain, so that after 3 days of smoking that, my pain was just off the fucking charts. My head, my neck, my back, everything. Everything that hurt a little bit before was just gone crazy. Because I had nothing to deaden the pain for 3-4 days. And then it's taken me this long since Thursday to get to where I'm bringing the pain level. It's not that I bring the pain down, it's that I disconnect myself from the pain. And bad weed don't disconnect me. Good weed, man, pain is way the fuck over there, and I'm smiling and waving at pain going, hey, fuck you, man. You can't get me. And pain keeps going, oh yeah, well take that. take that, damn it. And I'm going, so I'm kind of back there now. Hello, Bessie. What? Okay, you're staring at me. There's food, there's water, there's a place to lay down. I'm on the show here, baby. Go lay down. Go on. Come on. Go lay down. Find your spot. You can't keep eyeballing me. I'm not watching you anymore. Forget, I'm not looking. Nope. Nope, you're not going to sucker me. Nope. Nope, I'm not looking. I don't see you. Ah, good question. Where is Elsinore? Jacob asks from Virginia. Virginia. I am from Virginia. Yes, I am from Virginia. Elsinore. Okay. So like, Elsinore is between, it's below Riverside County and above San Diego County. It's between Orange County and the mountains, the Ortega Mountains, the Ortega Mountain Range on the west, and San Bernardino County on the east, and the mountain range there. The mountain range on the east, the inland mountain range, is the Sierra Nevada mountain range that starts down in Mexico and goes all the way up through California and Nevada and all the way up into Canada there, eh? Don't you know? So Elsinore is a small, it's not even a lake. It wasn't a lake. It was a lagoon. They called it a lagoon. It was just like a puddle. It was a pond. It was where the water came and settled and stayed there because there was nowhere for it to drain out unless it got really high, and then it would drain out and then flood these lower rivers. But then those places really had nowhere to go to. So so Elsinore. Let's see. Let's grab an Elsinore book, and we can talk about it. Let's see. Maybe I have Elsinore on a map here, and I can show you where it is a little easier there. External hard drive. Let's see. HAL 9000 pictures. A picture's worth 1,000 words, unless of course you can't speak with your eyeballs. Huh?
What the hell's the guy saying? Leave him alone, Harry. He's a nut. Don't piss him off.
Okay. Historic Elsinore and surrounding areas. Okay, is there a map here? Maybe not. Yeah. Let's see, let me check these photographs real quick. No, I do not see a map. Darn. Well, let me try to find at least a large photo. And what happened to Google Earth, right? How come I don't have Google Earth on my frickin'... Oh, you found some pictures. Oh, okay, cool. Well, see, there you go. No, it used to be really, really nice, right? So the history behind Lake Elsinore is when the mission guys, the Spaniards were coming up through California, right, from Mexico, and they were planting these seeds of God, the seeds of Christianity and Catholicism, right? And they were planting the seeds of religion for the natives, the Mexicans and the Californios and the Native American Indians, right? They wanted to latch onto them and bring them in, and basically to turn them into slaves, okay? They brought them in under the guise of religion, but I'm sure that many of them realized that they were only brought in as slaves, right, to do God's work, right? And so they created all of these missions. Well, they were doing this one mission in San Juan Capistrano, right? and they went east from there across these mountains. And when they got to the edge of the mountains, they looked down and they saw this lagoon, this water puddle, right? And that's when the modern people first found that. And that was, I believe, in the 16 or 1700s. Yeah, let's see, the Machados. There we go. So the Machados are the first family. The water people were the original Native Americans. And then okay, so that was in 1830, 1820s. And Father Santiago, 1797, Juan Santiago, Franciscan, he's a Franciscan padre, went out from Mission San Juan Capistrano to look for a place to put a new mission. And he came and he looked out and he saw this lagoon, this big lago, and decided that, you know, this is a pretty cool place. And then it was 50 years later, it had been settled and turned into a ranch because of the water there. It was easy to raise cattle. And then Mr. Machado bought the farm, the ranch, from him and had it in his family for a generation or two before then it was sold. At the time Machado had it, they founded a little town there where the stage stopped and the post office stopped, and I believe that was Willard. And then it moved from there onto the other side of the lake once the farm, the ranch, was bought, and the new guys, all the white people, showed up and started turning it into an actual town. So by the 1900s, it was mostly farming, produce, walnuts, pecans. It had lots of nuts and produce. The Elsinore was the biggest producer of fruits and nuts, like, for the whole country. You stayed in San Juan Capistrano? You weren't there during the Moon the Amtrak Festival, were you? Ever heard about that? Moon the Amtrak? There's this bar called the Mugs Away Saloon, or it used to be there, and people used to go there, and it was right along the railroad tracks. And it started off one day, somebody dropped their pants and mooned the Amtrak as it went by, and then every time the Amtrak would go by, they would drop their pants and moon the Amtrak. And so then it went on for years and years and years. It became this huge, giant thing, so that in the morning when the Amtrak goes by and people are standing out there with their pants and their butts hanging out, everybody's like, whoa, that was a fast train. Well, by the end of the day, by the end of the night, the train is going by so slow so people could take pictures of all of these asses, right? It's just one of those ridiculous California things, like Burning Man or the Over the Line Festival, you know. It's just crazy, crazy shit, crazy California shit. So yeah, I'd love to go stay in San Juan Capistrano for a few nights and go to the beach and go to the, I think, what is it, the Coach House or something over there. There's a really nice club. There's a couple of bands that I want to see, and they only play a few places when they come to California, and that's one of the places. So I'd love to go see Firefall over there in San Juan Capistrano. But Elsinore is where we are holding our 1980s reunion in August of 2025. So I have to go down this month and do a whole bunch of research, right? You're talking about a Renaissance Fair festival? Glass blowing, bunch of leather, metalwork. Yeah, that sounds like a Renaissance Fair. although I don't know of any Renaissance fairs in that area there. But, yeah. I used to work those. I used to go to work those Renaissance fairs. I did that for a couple of years. It was okay. It was different. It was fun. But, you know, I can't do one thing for any long period of time over and over and over again, or it just burns me out. It burns me out, man. So I'm always changing it up, you know. I imagine everything that I'm doing now on my YouTube channel is going to lead to something else and evolve into something else, and it's going to be constantly changing. I mean, once I feel like I've got enough stuff on my channel for people to watch, whether I'm there or not, then I'll probably change it up and start uploading some other kind of content, or do some other kind of show, or let one show evolve into another. I don't know. It's just not the Renaissance Fair. Okay. Probably one of those arts and crafts things. There were also those Celtic Highland festivals. There's a lot of leather and metal and wood and stuff there too. And a lot of beer. A lot of beer and ale. Lager. Yeah, the Renaissance. The Renaissance. Yeah. Aye. Moscas en mi reloj. Huh? Yeah, I guess that's why time flies. Totally, man.
What the hell did he just say? Leave him alone, Harry. You don't know what he's talking about.
Dude, that's for sure. Shut up, you punk. Cold coffee. I just cannot abide. Ooh. I want to go to Disneyland. Disneyland. Renaissance. Yeah, Renaissance. Yeah. Good old Renaissance. I'm telling you, if you haven't been to a Renaissance fair, well, you ain't missing much, no. Renaissance fairs are fun. They're crazy, especially if they're done right. Then they're just a lot of fun. The Renaissance fair that I went to back in the early to mid 90s was, it's moved now, but it was in Devore, where the 15 and the 215 freeway come back together just before they shoot up into Vegas. Just before, hours before. But no, really, just Renaissance fairs are just a blast. The one that I went to was so much fun. It was built around a little mini lake with a little island out on it, you know, with a little bridge, and it was really, really cool, with a great camping area right next to the Blockbuster Pavilion. So, you know, at any time there was a concert going on while the fair was happening. I remember Tom Petty was playing one year at the Blockbuster. And so then after the show, after the fair, people were going up to the Blockbuster to see the show or to sell stuff to the the show goers. But camping there overnight during the weekend was pretty freaking fantastic, because the show doesn't end when the gates close. The show is just getting started once the curtains are drawn and everybody goes home, all the patrons go home, then everybody that's hanging out working there, it's time for them to play. And boy, is it a fun, it's totally fun stuff, man. I mean, am I like totally like right? No. Like, if I put this over here, is that going to give me the light that I need? No, it makes it worse, and it makes me blind too. So I got to figure out what to do with this this darkness here, right? If I go back, it's just even worse. Well, I know. Let me try this light over here and see if this one helps. See, there it is. There it is. I need that other light on in here. So, in Texas, ooh, I heard they've got some pretty cool Renaissance fairs there. Yeah, awesome. Cool. Yeah, the first year that we went, my father was it was 91. That's it, 1991, back there, last century. My God, he's that old? No, really. Don't talk about me like that. So it's 91. My father is a photocopy repairman. He fixes office machinery, fax machines, copiers, that kind of crap. Hi, big face. And somebody gives him, he goes to the Friends of the Fair, which were the organizers of much of the Renaissance Fair, right? And they give him tickets, complimentary tickets. They give him 4 tickets. So he takes me and my best friend Andrew, and we go with the old man, and we hang around and just have a ball. I mean, we're just awestruck by all of the people and the costumes and the girls, right? Just tons of girls, and they're wearing those laced bodices, right? So their boobs are just pushed up into their faces, right? Just faces of boobs, man. So we're just having a ball, right? So much so that it's like, well, how much does this cost? And Andy's like, all right, we're going to get tickets and we're going to come back next weekend. And we did. We went back the next weekend and we just had a fucking ball. And he's like, all right, let's go back the next weekend. Let's come back the next day, right? And he's just like, so he buys a shirt, right? And a hat. And I borrow from his wardrobe at home a black head to toe, the full outfit for a ninja that he got out of a magazine, right? And it was a full ninja outfit. So it had the gloves, the black robe, the pants, the shoes that lace up and that have the toe in them, right? The full-on headdress, right? Everything. So you're completely dressed in black. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be a ninja on holiday from the Orient, right? Hanging out in the Renaissance period. And it was a total anachronism. I mean, it just did not happen. There were no ninjas in old England, right? But I thought, what the fuck, you know? And without my head stuff on, I had this long blonde hair that it was kind of funny looking, honestly. Let's see if I can find. some kind of photographic evidence of this here. And I'm not sure what year that would be labeled. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, this is Michael. Oh, I actually might have a Renaissance photo here. Maybe. Alright. Look through the pictures slowly. Slowly. And now.
Dag nabbit. No, darn it.
Huh. I'll learn it. Renaissance. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I know I can find it. I know I can do it. No. Alright, where would it be? What kind of file would it be in? Huh? Maybe. Okay, some actual Renaissance Fair photos here. So his 91. So this is going to be Andy's first attempt at a costume here. Let me zoom. Let me do my zoom. All right, here we go. Ready, set. There we are. So there's Andrew in the middle, standing still amongst the this is, what do they call that? Drum circle. So at the end, toward the end of the day, they would get together and there'd be just this huge group of people doing this drum thing. Now what I didn't notice in this photo before was this guy back here. This guy here, that's me. I recognize this part here. Well, at least I think that's me. Sure looks like me. But I don't think it is. That can't be me. Hey, look, there's Dave. And there's Bobby. Hey, Bobby. And there's Bobby's girlfriend at the time. Don't remember her name. Bitch face. Okay, so this is me at that period. There's my ninja outfit and all the accoutrement that I have added to it. My ocarina, my necklace of claws. This mask, I made this mask. This was, I made this mask out of pieces of leather that I acquired from one of these shops. You dig through baskets of leather pieces and rabbit fur and that kind of stuff. And you just go up and say, how much, man? Give me $3. So I would just score all kinds of stuff and then just make all of these things. I made so many versions of my costume. I handmade so many elements to my costumes. And I guess that's the same photo there. But yeah, very cool stuff. Very cool. I don't know that I have any more Renaissance photos. I don't think I got a lot. Let's see, 92 and 93. Well, at one point, I had escaped Elsinore and went off to Arizona and went to school. This is my third school within 12 months. In 92, I was attending an automotive technical institute. And after 6 months, they closed it down. The government came in and said, you guys are screwing this school up. You're taking their money and spending it on stuff, which is why we never got our tools and books. So I went to another automotive school, and then after that, I just said, you know what, I'm going to graphic design school. I'm going to go do something I want to do, and fuck this shit. But yeah, for a little while there, I was in graphic design school, and that was neat. But they were just greedy money grubbers. So I came home after Arizona just turned out to be a horrible mistake. I came home and went back to Mammoth and went back up on the mountain and went back to work at a ski resort, even though I wasn't a skier. And here's me working at the fry kitchen, the fry line on the mountain. Of course, I've got to have short hair and clean shaven because those is the rules, and I hated that. I remember that shirt. I hated those rules. So I was happy to get out of there as soon as possible. These funny, weird pants they made you wear. Yeah. What's this? Oh, look, I'm upside down. Holy hell. So yeah, so I did the Mammoth Mountain thing for a while. It just wasn't me. I went up there off and on, but it was mainly because my friends were there, right? I mean, I didn't have no friends. But after a little while of the Renaissance Fair and whatnot, I got into painting, and I was into painting for a while, and house painting. And then I did that for a couple of years until about 98, toward the end of 98. At the beginning of 98, I moved from Mammoth and went down to Carlsbad and started working in plastics with Dan and Andrew, another Andrew. And this is pretty much how I looked at the, I don't know what kind of squiggle is going on my forehead, but this is how I looked in the mid-90s. This is 95. So I'm still doing that hippie thing here. I don't know what that is. Looks like some kind of squiggle got on the film when I was, the picture when I was scanning it. There's my mojo bag there. All of my beads. Frickin' hippie. I pretty much dress the same except for all of the beads and shit. I pretty much jeans and a t-shirt, you know. My beard looks pretty red back then, but
Yeah. Whose doesn't, right? I mean, hell.
yeah, 95, 96. So 96, I'm still living in Mammoth, and I'm partying with these two people an awful lot. That's Heather and Andrew. That's Duct Tape Boy and Duct Tape Girl. It's Halloween of 96. And that was a fun period. That was a pretty fun period back then. From like 94 to 98 up there in Mammoth. That was pretty fun. Going out, drinking all the time, having fun with the gang. Let's see, 97, my brother gets married. Right? And I'm asked to put on a monkey suit. So here's me in a monkey suit. Boy, do I look uncomfortable. Do I look as uncomfortable as I feel looking at me being uncomfortable? Because I do not feel comfortable during that. Of course, my sister, she's sauced. So she's probably having a good time. I am not having a good time. I do not like wearing this suit. I wasn't even really invited to be a best man because I couldn't afford the suit. My friend Andrew had to rent the suit for me. So that I could stand up there and be like third or fourth best man to my brother. Yeah, it was kind of weird. And there he is. There's Andrew. And once again, with my monkey ears there, I still look very uncomfortable. Of course, you all don't see that, but I see it because I'm the guy looking at the guy, and I'm also the guy behind those eyes. So I can see how uncomfortable I am. Yeah. I was not good at socializing at all. At all. Oh, and of course this is our J.C. Penney models. Of course, every damn place you go, these kooks are there. I'm telling you. Yeah, that was 97. I got anything for 98? I got a couple of things. So what happened in 98? So in 98, I left Mammoth. Well, actually, in 98, Andrew went from being a J.C. Penney model to being a deadhead. And he's out following the Grateful Dead. And this is the end of the tour, I believe. If this is 90... Yeah, 95, 96. So this is the end of the Renaissance Grateful Dead era. 98, right. So at this point, they're going on tour, doing all kinds of weird stuff. I have left all of that behind and have gotten a really, really good job and a new car and a new girlfriend. And I get pens in my pocket here because I'm a professional guy now. Oh my gosh, I'm sideways. I'm going down, I'm going down. Totally. Oh, that folder's empty. Golly. Golly. 2000. All right. So, this is a sad picture here. This is a very, very sad picture because it's never going to happen again. This is Disneyland back in the year 2000. And I don't know any of these people anymore. I don't. I wish I did. But he's married and moved on and has a couple of young children, young wife, young children. He died of speed. He fell out of the picture. He just, I don't know, doesn't like me anymore. And I don't know who the hell this guy is, right? And neither does he. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's like, am I dressed correctly? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Right? Look, I got on my slacks and my cool shirt from Macy's and my Disney jacket. Am I fitting in yet? And no, I never fit in. I never did. I never got there. Nope. And I still don't fit in. And I never will. I'm hoping that at some point I'll get to see a couple of these guys at the reunion. I don't expect to see all of them. Yeah, it's a really sad picture. It really is, because it's just horribly sad, horribly sad that yeah, one of these people just totally gave themselves over to speed. The other one gave himself over to his own compulsions and urges and impulses. Another one gave himself over to work. That's all I can say. And another one is just devoted to his family and his career, right? And I am here on YouTube, and that's it. And you know, I'm never going to see any of these guys again, not in this capacity. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate that that's the way life goes sometimes. It's just the way it goes. What are you going to do? Yeah. And then most of these folders here are empty because I did not move photos over, because I found out that, you know what, there's too many photos. I can't do anything with all of these because there's just too damn many. But these are just scanned photos. Wow. Oh shit. Yeah. Wow, man. Wow, man. Yeah, holy hell. Holy hell. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just hard to look at some of these people. It's just so hard. It's so hard. Holy crap. Yeah, miscellaneous 1970s and 80s photos. It makes me want to weep. It makes me want to weep. I don't even know if I want to show you any of these, man, because then I'd have to talk about them, and they make me sad. They make me so sad, right? Yeah, such is life, right? Son of a... What did he say? He sucks at life? Yeah, right. Too much. Well, has YouTube been distracting enough for my brain? Yeah, it's been pretty distracting. It's just distracting enough to keep me from losing my frickin' mind, right? Actually, it's great therapy. It allows me the out for all of that shit that's in my head, so that, you know, so that it kind of clears things up. You know, I see clearly now, and it also frees up that part of me that's usually going blah, 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 right. So I do that here, and then, you know, I can be with my family and not be. You get it? You get it? Yeah. Right. Totally. So movies. This is Movie Monday. So if anybody wants to talk about movies, did anybody watch the movie last week on Friday? Anybody? Anybody? Night of the Living Dead, right? Yeah, I was talking to my brother about it, and the fact that the old man, our father, brought home a projector and Night of the Living Dead on reels, and we watched it, 2 reels. Ugh, I gotta do a dog thing again. But he's like, you remember that? And I'm like, yeah, like that was one of my most favorite experiences from that place. I'll be right back. Well, I had to turn the air off. It's starting to get so freaking cool in here. It was warm, stuffy in here this morning. But that happens, you know. Yeah. No dogs. I think it was just the house creaking, or the mobile home creaking and settling like it always does. It's going to settle, so it's going to look like this in a while. Yeah. I keep telling my wife, play the lottery, we need a house. Because that's the only way we're going to get one. I am not dipping into a 30-year mortgage just so I can own a house for a couple of years. Fuck that. It's got to be the most stupidest fucking thing. The way they've got the system set up now, I mean, you know, well, you have to do this, and you have to do that. You got to have good credit, and you got to have that, and you got to have a job, and you got to make X amount of dollars. Like, fuck you. Suck my dick. You know, I gotta. well, in order to fit into society and be productive and all of this other bullshit that they try to fill your fucking head with. Ain't gonna fucking happen here. I tried that, alright? You know what it got me? Fucking ulcers. It almost made me fucking homeless. Well, actually it did. It made me fucking homeless. And, you know what? I ain't ever fucking going back there. Ain't enough time to go backwards anyway. But I'm over it. That fucking slave mentality bullshit, where they rope you in is they get you on credit, and they get you on fucking mortgages and car payments and shit, and then you're totally beholden to your fucking finances for the rest of your fucking life. And then if you blow it, you go bankrupt, or you go fucking homeless, you lose everything. It's a gamble. It's a fucking gamble. I don't know how many times we had so much and then had to fucking downsize, and then had so much and had to downsize. Why? Because of the economy. We gotta pick up and move to follow the work. Well, fuck that, Let the work fucking come to me. I'm sick of this shit. And you know what? Fuck payments. And you know what? Every fucking car we've bought in the last 20 years has been cash. Sure, it's a couple of years old, but I own the fucking thing. And when it breaks down, I can afford to fix it because I'm not beholden to the bank. I'm not going to be paying on a broke down fucking car sitting in my driveway. It's only 3 years old, but the transmission fell out, and I just finished paying on it too. I've got 10 years to go on it. Give me a fucking break. Nope. Or you're upside down in your mortgage because you bought it the wrong time, and now your house is worth shit, right? Well, we can't sell now because we're going to lose money. Oh man, how do people fucking fall into that shit and then not realize what shit they're in and then just keep doing it? Yay, we're back. We can mortgage a new house and get 3 more cars on payments. Yay, because I just got this great job. So let's spend beyond our means again. So that as soon as I lose this job, we're going to lose everything. And probably you too, honey, because you're sick of this shit. And you want a man that's got to work. You want a man that's bringing home the money. Give me a fucking break. Or you want to keep your woman barefoot and pregnant. Live and let fucking live, man. And don't live like a fucking slave. My goodness. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Oh. Oy. No, never. I'd rather live in a fucking ditch. I really would. Well, it's not far from that, And house settles anymore, we'll be in a ditch. But hey, I own it. Yeah, I own it. Bank ain't gonna fucking take it away from me. I'm not gonna get kicked out because I can't make a fucking payment. It may not be perfect, but it's perfectly ours. And that's what matters, We pay a monthly homeowners thing here because it's a mobile home park, right? So it's kind of a rent homeowners crap. But hey, that's like a quarter or less than what people are paying for mortgages and rents and shit. So I'm pleased as fucking punch because no matter what the economy does, right, we can stay above because we're down here. We're not spending way beyond our means, waiting for something to happen. We're living check to check just so we can make 3 car payments and a mortgage payment and keep the house full of fucking garbage. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Why do you think I live in the past? The past is cheap. It's fucking A. I can buy the past for pennies on the fucking dollar and have a ball doing it. You try to buy into the present, you better have a fucking gold mine in your pocket. And then be ready to buy it again because the shit you're buying is garbage. It's just landfill fodder. You're just renting whatever you're buying. You're just renting it until it goes to the landfill. That's it. Paying a whole lot of money to borrow it. Oh yeah, I speak of the truth.
If you don't believe me, look it up. Look it up. Grab an encyclopedia and fucking look it up. Hand to God, I'm telling you. Totally. I'm looking forward to the probably unjustly so. I'm looking forward to the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. The preview looked really good. But then again, I was seeing a lot of familiar faces. So the story's probably horrible, right? Coming to America, right? That current sequel just fucking blows. Oh my God. My wife put it on TV yesterday, and she put it on, and then of course it was on for 20 minutes, and then she went and passed out. It was that good. But I'm like, I kept talking through the first 10 minutes about how poor this movie is, how just horrible it is. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there watching it by myself going, God, this movie sucks. Where the hell? Oh my God. I went in there. It's like, did you really turn this movie on and then leave? Ugh. And I promptly turned it the fuck off. Because it's just, I mean, they even did flashbacks to the first movie. And that's the very first sign of a weak script, is when you got to use flashbacks to the first movie to justify this fucking lousy sequel. Give me a break. And then they keep using the same gags and the same shtick, Remember when we did this? How funny it was? Isn't it funny now? No. I'm just hoping that Beverly Hills Cop is worth the wait, even though I've only been waiting a week, right? But it probably won't be. What is that? Michael Ritchie, I think, was that his name? The guy who directed the original one. I'm hoping that it's got its original panache, right? If not, we're fucked. It'll probably rely too much on the original cast and the original shtick and the original lines. The catchphrases and stuff will all still be there. And that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah. One of my, two of my sleeping pill movies, well, two that I know of are gone. 2010, The Year We Make Contact, and Animal House. They just left Netflix, so now I have to find a new sleeping pill bedtime movie, which turns out it's one that I've used before. It's Monsters vs. Aliens, right? Reese Witherspoon, Kiefer Sutherland, Hugh Laurie, and a bunch of other kooks, voices. Animated movies are kind of fun things to go to sleep with. Put it on, watch it for a few minutes, turn the volume down, put the timer on, and then. So I like to put on something fun to go to sleep with. I don't put on heavy dramas, with lots of heavy string orchestra crap and tearjerker moments. 2010, The Year We Make Contact, is not a heavy sci-fi, heavy drama, heavy this or that. It's just a movie about a movie, pretty much. Another movie where they rely on the first movie to justify this movie, right? There you go. But I like to find a good movie to go to sleep with. Nothing action, nothing too action. I can do like The Matrix. Actually, that's an okay one. I can do that one because there's a lot of drama, a lot of boring drama. Some action, but it's toward the end, and I can take that heavy shootout scene and have it timed out. By the time I get there, TV's off. I'm asleep. But animated movies, they're they're fun to put on and go to sleep with. So I got a lot of sleeping pill movies that are animated. A lot of them. I used a lot of them over the years. Normally it was on DVD. I'd put on a DVD. Before that, I'd put on a VHS, put on a tape, and of course, 2 hours later, I'd be waking up as the tape clicks and starts to rewind. You know. And I used to use the original Star Wars, the 1977 version Star Wars on VHS. Did I send my brother a copy of that? I think I might have. But I watched the original one of that over and over and over again for a sleeping pill movie. So much so that my wife, she would be like, what the hell is that donkey, right? Where's the way? I keep waking up to the sound of a donkey, right? And I'm like, a donkey? What the hell are you Oh, okay. They're out looking for R2-D2, and the sand people are out on their big animals cruising around, right? And one of the sand people jump up in front of him, right, and go, right? Kind of sounds like a donkey. Hilarious, the donkey. There's no donkey scene in Star Wars, I swear. Oh, there is. It's the donkey scene. But that was, I just, you know, so I've always been one to turn on the TV and use it to go to sleep. I grew up sleeping a lot in the back of cars and vans and motorhomes and stuff, so I was used to the sound of the engine running, or the sound of the furnace, right? Or the sound of the wind howling outside. I was always used to this some kind of ambient noise happening while I'm sleeping. So to this day, I cannot sleep in dead silence. If everything goes quiet, I wake wide up, and I'm just like, I can't fucking sleep. It's too quiet. So I have to have on a fan, an air conditioner, a radio, a TV, or something. And then if that's timed to go off, there has to be some other noise in the room, a fan, something. If it's in the winter, it's got to be a heater. If the heater is on a thermostat, so it's going to go off and on, that will wake me up all night long. When the house goes quiet, I wake up. And then the heater comes back on, and then I'll go back to sleep. And then it'll go off, and I'm wide awake again. So I have to have a fan on. I got the heater on, but then I got a fan on, right? So when that heater does its thing, it don't wake me up, because that fan's still humming. Something fucked up in here. What are you going to do, man? Drink a lot of coffee. A whole lot of coffee. Look, 6:30 on July the 1st. The 1st of July, 2024. Anybody got any plans for the 4th? I mean, you know what this holiday is about. Hot dogs and hamburgers and fireworks and stealing this country from its original inhabitants and then telling England, fuck you, look what we did. So yeah, yay America. Of course, we've gone downhill since then, even though we started in a horrible place, genocide, murder, rape, and it just got worse, you know. And then once we said give England a big fuck you and stole this country from them and the inhabitants, yeah, we just turned it into a really corrupt, greedy, horrible place. Well, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. If you don't like this country, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, right. No, it's my country, and I'm going to stay here and make sure that it gets fucking changed. That's why I'm here. That's why I say these things. If you don't like it, you get the fuck out. There you go. That's what that's all about. I'm entitled to my opinion because I have earned it being a slave to this fucking country and its goddamn government and its bullshit politics and fucked up economic system. You know, where the best people are on the fucking bottom and the fucking shit heels are up on top with all the money and power. Yeah, there's something fucking wrong here, you know. Where doctors want to be doctors so they can spend most of their time on the golf course, right? Not because they want to help people. I'm sure there are a few. But this country has just turned into a bunch of gimme, gimme, gimme. I deserve. I want. And then they don't teach you anything about how to take care of these things, maintenance on any of your life. So you screw it up and then you wind up, you know, in the gutter, you know, all fucking tranked out, bent over, or fucking homeless, or divorced, or bankrupt, or all of these fucking things, because the only thing they want to teach you is how to be a good little fucking, a good little consumer. That's it. You know, shut up and buy. Shut up and vote. Vote the way we tell you to do. Buy what we tell you to fucking buy. Listen to the garbage we're putting on the radio. Watch the stupid shit on the TV. You know. Even if the movie theaters hadn't failed because of COVID, they would have failed because of the stupid bullshit they're trying to feed us in the fucking movie theaters. Give me a break. There's nothing good anymore in the theaters. That's why the theaters are fucking gone. There's not enough there. You know? Why spend that kind of money on garbage when you can just scroll through the garbage at home and just, you know, shunt it over to a garbage? Yeah, it's just all garbage. It's crap. You know, it's just crap. What are you going to do? Huh? Not watch it. Most of everything that I watch is either old or in some way deals with, you know, a documentary on old stuff. You know, what was the last documentary we just watched? What was that? Jeez, are you kidding me? Let me go over to Flipnix here, because I believe it was on Netflix. Belch. Yeah. Peter Parker. If I click on those things.
Easy now. Butterfingers.
Sorry. I don't want to get canceled out because of some stupid shit playing. My list. Yeah, ooh, look, Road to El Dorado is back. That's neat. Back to the Future. Oh, The Greatest Night in Pop, right? The story of the song We Are the World, right? Now that was pretty cool. It was really neat to see all of that, to see how all of that started and came about and why, and you know. So if you haven't had a chance to watch The Greatest Night in Pop on Netflix, watch it. Really cool. Really cool. Cool, man. I really enjoyed the whole. I mean, imagine that cameraman who got to film or record, one of those cameramen who got to record all of those people and all of that going on. One night, right? The American Music Awards get over, and a bunch of people run over to what is it, A&M Studios, and boom, they spend the whole night into the wee hours of the morning recording that song over and over and getting the solo stuff and doing all of that with everybody in the room together, right? Only one asshole left because he didn't want to be different, right? Well, I don't want my fans to see me singing some kind of, some kind of African folk music, or I'm out of here. You know, what a bummer for Waylon Jennings, right? I mean, one of his good friends, Willie Nelson, stayed and stuck it out for the whole thing and put his stamp on it, right? And Waylon Jennings just saw it going in a direction that wasn't suitable to his image, right? What a bummer. You know, nothing bad on Waylon Jennings, you know. I mean, that's on his own head, right? How he could just extract himself from that because somebody's going on a little bit of a tangent here, and it don't appeal to him. You know, even though that tangent died and they went back to what they were originally doing, right? And that tangent became a joke, right? But I mean, what a bummer, you know. I mean, I could see why Sheila E. left, because they kept her around hoping that she would draw Prince in to be on this so he could put his mark on it. And she saw that. She saw what was going on, saw that she was not going to get a solo spot. She had done her work, and now her job was just, hopefully she's going to get Prince to be here. And that was kind of a bummer. So good on her for leaving, bad on Waylon for leaving. I mean, you know, geez, sit over there in the corner, have a beer, have a cigarette, chill out for a minute, let these kooks run their tangent, and then get back up there, you know. Yeah. He didn't leave his ego at the door. There was one sign that Lionel Richie put above the door as everybody came in, leave your ego at the door. Waylon did not do that. Everyone else did. Everyone else humbled themselves upon everyone else and was really, really nice and cordial and familial. And Waylon didn't want none of that shit. They had African music. I don't sing no African music. Where's my limousine? Yeah. Yeah, what a bummer. I mean, you know, what was he going to do? What was he going to do for the song? They probably would have put him next to Willie Nelson, but they would have sandwiched, who was that, Dionne Warwick? Is that who Willie was singing with? So, I mean, would he have been okay with that? Would that have, you know, would that have raised his hackles, you know? What is this, a reverse Oreo cookie? I mean, come on. So he probably wouldn't have been happy no matter what. He was probably talked into it by his friends anyway. It's going to be good for you, and his managers. It'll be good. It'll be good. We'll have fun. So he probably just wasn't having any of it from the beginning anyway. But, you know, I don't think there was any loss. There wasn't, you know, I think there were enough country western voices there to represent. I don't think Waylon was missed during that recording. But it was cool. I mean, I really liked the way Lionel Richie and Lionel Richie and Quincy Jones handled the whole choreography of all of these different people and different characters and celebrityness, right? And keeping all of these, well, most of them anyway, with the exception of Waylon, keeping everybody from, you know, wigging out and getting on each other's nerves and keeping everybody focused, right? Because boy, did it really wanted to take off in a whole bunch of different directions. If you know, a couple of these superstars had their way, it would have taken days and weeks to do this. But to be able to do all of that in several hours after already having done several hours of the awards show, and a lot of these people coming from, you know, faraway places. I think, was it Bruce Springsteen
came out from like Philadelphia or something right in the middle of a snowstorm at the end of his tour. So he was just destroyed. You could hear it in his voice. 4 in the morning, and they got him, you know, singing with his raspiness, which is even raspier now. Yeah, it's crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. I totally dig that whole thing there. I think the next thing I want to try to watch is that the Pacific. All right, Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg put together the Band of Brothers, and then they came back and they did the Pacific, which is another war docuseries, docudrama series. So that sounds like it'd be fun. I don't know where I'm going to carve out the time to watch these. I've got a huge stack of things that I want to watch. The latest season of Lower Decks, the Star Trek animated series. I still have yet to watch that. There's that documentary on Gene Wilder that I still have yet to watch, and a few other documentaries and shows and stuff. Shows that have come back with new episodes. And there are some, don't get me wrong, I do watch some new stuff, but it's got to have something, it's got to have something from the past that draws me in. Like, I'll sit down and watch a new season of Cobra Kai, because that's totally 80s generated. Stranger Things, same thing. It's not a great show, but I love looking for the... well, it's like watching the Wonder Years. Nope, that song wasn't out yet. Nope, they didn't have that invented yet. Nope, that show wasn't on TV yet. Nope, he can't wear that. That wasn't happening. Nope, they didn't. No, they... So I kind of like to watch Stranger Things to rip it apart, right? They're pretty good, but, you know, nobody's perfect. I mean, I've had years to curate this room, and it ain't perfect yet. But it's pretty close. I could yank a few things out of here, and you would swear that this is the 1980s. I swear. I swear. Totally. Renaissance. I'm just going to reload my comments here, because you never know. There you go. So, what are we doing this week? Oh, I'm working today. I've actually got to go clean a house. No way. Which means I'll probably get done here in an hour-ish. And lay down. Right? I'll just lay down until about 10, 8 to 10. Chill out. Get up, eat something, go to work. Come back. Because if I don't lay down before I go to work, when I come back from work, I'm going to have to lay down. Yeah, I got to sleep late last night. I was in here till 11:30, uploading videos and watching to make sure that cloud stuff was happening correctly. And then, no more and then. And then I was in bed after midnight, but I wasn't asleep until after 1. And then I woke up 3 times between midnight and 4 in the morning. 3 times I got up to take a fucking leak. Mainly because I just drink so much water. I mean, I go from coffee into water, into juice, into water. Have a Coke, water. And it's getting to the point where I'm not even, on my calendar here, I'm not even going to write in the morning show or the nighttime show upcoming unless I'm a week away, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be here. I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't know when I'm just going to say, all right, man, I'm out. I'll see you guys in a few weeks. I don't know, man. No big deal, though. You know, it's going to be the biggest bummer is going to be for me, because I won't have this outlet. That's going to be the bummer. So I think that's why I've been really, really getting into the swing of just uploading a lot of content, researching downloading, recreating that content into a manageable video, and then uploading it, right? Radio shows alone, I'm doing 12 radio shows a week, and then 10 other videos on top of that, plus the 10 live videos every week. So that's 32. That's 32 videos. That's a lot. That's a lot of shit. And then it's going to be upped. Well, not really, because I'm in the mornings at 5 in the morning. I'm just going to replace this time slot with something. I might even use the day the universe changed and use that. Well, that's only 2 weeks. I've only got 2 weeks worth of that, so I'll probably use that on a Monday once Nova is gone, or maybe a Tuesday, because I think I could probably find a lot more Nova than I can find in search of. So I'm going to find something to put in the 5 a.m. slot while I'm on hiatus or lowatus, depending on where you're at. What the hell did he say? So yeah, there's that. But I don't know what yet. I'd like to put in a series that's going to be able to last. Play every day, 5 days a week for 3 or 4 weeks or more. I imagine this is going to happen, this whole procedure thing is going to happen during a time when I've just got so much shit going on, right? So my plan is to, by the end of next week, I'm hoping to have all of July programmed so that all I have to do are live shows. That should free me up on at least 2 weekends before August. One weekend to get August started, get the August programming started. And the way things are going, I might actually be able to do that by the end of next week. Have all of July programmed, and then the first week in August programmed as well. Because that's going to be important to get all of that stuff programmed. And then all I got to do is, hey, I'm taking a break, drop a bunch of stuff into the slot, but it's also going to free up at least one day over a weekend so I can go to Elsinore and do some research. And I still have preliminary research to do before then. I've got to find a location. And then I've got to find a couple of backup locations. I'm not sure what I want that primary location to be. It's either going to be Elsinore West Marina, or it's going to be a vacation rental on the beach on the west side, because that's where you get the most beach. And it's got to be a vacation rental big enough to have enough beach and enough space where we can park tents and trailers and RVs and stuff for a couple of days. Because it's gonna be yeah. And I'm hoping we get it set up so that people will actually, you know what, we're gonna be flying out, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly out and we're just gonna rent an RV and then just stay there in the RV, or we're gonna have someone drop off a trailer and set it up for the week, and then we're just gonna fly out, stay in the trailer, right on the site, which would be the best for everyone if we can get as many people as possible to camp on the site. I don't expect that people are going to get burned out on each other in a matter of 4 days. So I think it'd be really neat, so that we can have as much time together as possible. You know, because
it really is. 4 days is a short amount of time, especially when people are off in groups and cliques and doing things and out on the lake and up in the mountain and over into town and, you know, out riding bikes, and everybody's kind of doing and then coming together. And so the camp, if everybody's staying at the camp, the one place, then there's more opportunity for interaction, right? Unless people don't want to interact with certain people, then, you know, why bother coming? What the hell? Totally. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Get rid of this. Oh my gosh, no way. No way. Oh yeah. So Friday, this Friday, one of those drive-in movies from 1980, drive-in or straight-to-video. I'm going to say a drive-in movie. We didn't have straight-to-video movies until like the early, maybe mid-80s. So 1980 would probably more than likely be a drive-in movie. Some kind of cheap flick, you know. You can't really charge full price tickets, so it's like carload night movie, you know, $5 a head kind of thing. It's a cheeser. It is a full-blown cheeser. The movie before that, Teenage Devil Dolls, right? That's just an hour-long movie about heroin-addicted young people, right? It's a horrific movie. Once again, I haven't had a chance to watch all of these things in their entirety. Mainly scamming through it as I'm editing it, and I don't edit things out. Usually when I say edit with a movie, it's just I'm putting on a couple of seconds of black at the beginning and a fade, and then a couple of seconds of black at the end and a fade, so it's a little more presentable. And then I'll create a graphic to put on as a thumbnail when it's uploaded to kind of give it a little bit of, so when you're scrolling through the movies you can actually look at the screen thumbnails and see what the movie is, because there's a title there on a lot of them. So that's cool. So there's that. Same thing, Nova. I've got a graphics card thumbnail on those. Some of my graphics are hit and miss, like Monday Morning Memories and Television Tuesdays. Those little graphics that I put on the screen, sometimes those are missing because I just like forget. I was like, oh, I didn't put up that graphic, damn it, and I don't want to go back and re-edit. So I just let it slide. I figure, what the hell, it'll get where it's supposed to go. It'll get there. Yeah. Oh, totally. See, what's been going on? Not a whole lot has been going on. Like I said, I've been sequestered here at home for like forever. I mean, we went out Friday night to Hollywood to just adjust my table there. We went out to Hollywood for the night on Friday. We dropped the kids off at the Belasco in Los Angeles. Belasco. Really neat venue right next to like 20 other little clubs right there in downtown, amongst, you know, a million other little clubs. My God, there's so many venues there. So we dumped them off early. They got in line. I think they got there like 5 or something, between 5 and 6. So we dumped them off and then shot over to Olvera Street, cruised through town,
through the city, and got over to the 101, jumped the 101, and got right there to Cesar Chavez, and drove around the block like we usually do, and then decided to park in the spot that we always park in after we've driven around the block a couple of times. Always looking for that cheap, free spot, and can't find it. So we wind up paying, I think we paid $7 for about an hour, which was pretty cool. It's not too bad, yeah. And we just went around, shot a little video, took some photographs. Couldn't find anything to eat because they were closing up Friday, and they were closing up. So we bailed, and we took a little back route over to Griffith Observatory, and went up. And the traffic was horrible going up because you would think that it was because the Greek theater had a show going on, but it was a little slow. But once you get past that and halfway up past the tunnel at Griffith Observatory, then it was stop and go, stop and go, stop and go at the stop signs because there was so much traffic going up. It took us 20 minutes to get from the top at the parking lot through the parking lot to a spot. And once we got to the spot and parked, there was only one parking ticket machine working. So there's a line of 20 people waiting to get parking ticket stubs, right? To pay $10. Basically, you're paying $10 to stand in this line because most people are going to walk over to the observatory and be there for 20 or 30 minutes and then come back. And if you got to stand in a line for 20 or 30 minutes, what the fuck? So we go over there, and my wife gets in line, and I walk around and realize that's the only ticket booth. But I also realize that they're not checking to see if you've paid, right? It's an honor system. And I checked my honor back hours ago, right, when I stepped into L.A. and realized that I was a tourist and was going to have to pay tourist prices on everything. So I was like, you know what? I went over and I called her out of line. She said, did you find another one? I said, no, we ain't fucking paying. I said, we're going to walk up here. We're going to take a video here, a photograph here, a video and a photograph here. We're going to get in our car and fucking leave. I said, we're going to be done with this before you're going to be halfway up in line. I said, this is bullshit. I said, let's go do our thing and then come back. How are they going to prove that we weren't standing in line for the 20 minutes that we've been there, right? They're not, because nobody gives a shit. It's the honor system, right? And everybody's standing in line because they're programmed to stand in. Everybody's programmed to stand in a line and swipe your card, right? Everybody's programmed nowadays. They walk by and they see a line and they just automatically get in the line because they assume that's where they're supposed to be. Oh, there's a line, let's get in. What's this line for? How many times have you heard that over your shoulder? Hey, what's this line for? From the guy who's been standing behind you for 20 minutes. Hey man, what's this line for? No, you know what? Come on, let's get our photos, let's get our videos, and let's get on to the next spot, right? And we go down into Hollywood, and we get down into Hollywood, and we just shoot down to Hollywood Boulevard, and then take Hollywood Boulevard all the way in past the 101 and into Hollywood. And then I find the spot to park in front of this club where there's loading and unloading, right? And so I pull into the loading zone, and I'm thinking, all right, well, that's the spot, the parking spot up there, but somebody's in it. So just as I park and I'm getting ready to take off, I put my glasses on and one of my lenses falls out. The screw holding it in has come out and disappeared, and now I've got this metal frame that's doing this, and the lens won't stay in it. And I've got no screw, I've got no screwdriver, I've got no bifocals to see what I'm doing, and I just start fuming. I'm just pissed. And I just let it out because that's what I do. If I'm upset, I get upset. If something pisses me off, I go with it and get it out of my system so I don't drag that shit around with me. So I get pissed off. I'm like, fuck. And then I get a piece of thread from my wife and try to thread it through these holes a couple of times so I could tie it in a good tight knot. That's not working because I can't see the hole to thread it. Not that these glasses were for seeing, these glasses were for distance. But I didn't have my bifocals. So if I'd had my bifocals, I'd have just worn them and then just looked up, right? So finally she digs out a paper clip, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I get it, and it fits perfectly into those things, and I get it, and I twist it. But once I twist it, that's as tight as I can get it because I'm using my hands. Well, we happen to have a pair of wire cutters, a pair of dikes underneath for, we keep tools for cleaning houses in case something has to be fixed. So I take this and I twist it really tight and then clip the ends off. And now I got glasses again. But by this time I'm like, yeah, fuck this. Let's go get something to eat and go park somewhere for a while. I'm done. You know, I'm just wiped out. All this anger and rage has just taken all of the oomph out of me. I need a little adjustment here. Oh, coffee's gone. So we drove down to Sunset and out Sunset east and wound up in an El Pollo Loco. So we went in, ordered some food, tried to use the bathroom. The sink was broken, so there was no way to wash your hands, which is why we went in the first place. And so my wife politely goes over and asks for a cup of water so she can wash her hands. And they're like, brings her a cup of ice water. She said, no, I need regular warm water so I can, and some soap if you have some. And she's like, what? Yeah, the sink is, she's like, oh, that's right, I'm sorry. And so she opens up the employee's bathroom for us. So we go in and get cleaned up. And then somebody else is complaining. So, I mean, just leave the damn thing. Give out the code to that bathroom because this bathroom sucks. So we get our food, and it's like, let's just go to the car. So we go to the car and just have a great time sitting in the car for like an hour and a half, eating, watching the weird people, watching the people coming and going. They finally close the place, and then people are showing up and banging on the door, trying to go in. These tourist girls, these 3 girls, they had to be European, right? Totally dressed like they were on vacation from Europe or something. Yeah, I'm Southern California, so I recognize it in people. And so they pull up, and the doors are closed, and they go to all the doors, and it's like, nah, we're closed, go away. You got a car, use the drive-through. So the guy says use the drive-through, so they go stand at the drive-through, and they look at the screen, and they start talking. Nobody's listening to them. A car pulls up, they get out of the drive-through, a car goes through, pulls through, they go back, and they stand there, and they think that they're going to order at the drive-through window, which is illegal. I don't know about anywhere else, but here in Southern California, it's illegal to walk through the drive-through. Insurance purposes, you can't do it. So they hem and haw there for like 20 minutes and finally walk around to the window where they think they're going to order food there. Yeah. Other people keep showing up and banging on the door, and then going through the drive-through. Guys on bicycles will show up and bang on the door and try to get in. One guy, he showed up with a tablecloth wrapped around his waist. He had on pants and a shirt, but he had a tablecloth wrapped around his waist, either to cover something up or because that was his blanket, right? And but he comes over and he keeps rattling on the door, knocking on the door. Hey, man, give me some food. Hey, man, give me some food. Hey, give me a piece of chicken. You got some tortillas, man? Come on, I'm going to die tonight, man. I'm going to die tonight. Give me some food, man. And I'm like, Jesus, this guy is serious, right? Little scrawny dude. You know, you could tell that he was worked. You could tell that he was in need of some nourishment, right? He was like, and I'm like, wow, man, that dude is. So he goes, he's not getting any response there. Goes to another door, not getting any response. They're just ignoring him. You know, after a while, they just say, we can't do nothing. Go away. So he goes to the drive-through, and he's standing at the drive-through window or the drive-through menu, and he's asking a guy at the drive-through, could you buy me some food? You know, and the guy's, what, you got some money? And he's, no, buy me some food. I'm hungry. I need some food, man. And I'm like, wow. And I said, honey, give me that bag of snacks that I packed. I packed this big Ziploc filled with crackers and cheese and grapes and Cheez-Its and candy bars and, whatever else. So I said, well, give me that. And I throw a few dollars into it, and I get a bottle of water, and I go out there. And I'm like, I honk, and the guy doesn't turn around. So I get halfway out there, and I'm like, hey. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like, hey, excuse me, hey, dude, what's up? And he's not responding to me. Whether he doesn't hear me or he's doing it on purpose. After a minute, I realize that he's ignoring me on purpose. And when I say, hey, man, he turns around and he looks at me and he gets so white and scared, right? And he says, no, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry, I'll go, I'm sorry. And I said, no, I just wanted to. He said, no, I'm sorry. And I said, man, don't apologize. I'm trying to give you this, man. He says, no, I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'm sorry. And I said, and he keeps saying the same thing. I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'm sorry, I'll leave. And so he's 10 feet from me on the other side of this wall now, walking away. I said, hey, man, I'm just a brother trying to help another brother out. I'm just a fellow human. Will you accept my gift? And he turned around and he said, I can't take anything from you unless you show me a badge and a gun. And I went, eh? I said, dude, I turned around and held everything up. I said, dude, I don't have a badge or a gun. I don't have any of that. He says, I can't take anything from you. And I said, what? And he said, if you don't have a badge and a gun, I can't take anything from you. And I thought, all right, this dude's wires are crossed, right? They've got him brainwashed, and he'll go to strangers and ask them to buy him food from this restaurant, right? He'll ask the restaurant to give him food, but he won't take it from. I was blown away. I was, So I turned around and walked back to the car thinking, gosh, I feel stupid for trying to offer somebody fucking help. If I was out here and I'd offered somebody help, I'd have to beat them to get them away from me, And this guy didn't want to have anything to do with me, And I was kind of bummed out, And then my wife just said, he's crazy. He's alone. I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. There's something going on there. Mainly, they've got him programmed, to not take anything from anyone, And it was probably the police that did it, or his own experiences, He's been poisoned, he's been harassed, he's been beat up, Somebody comes up and offers something good and then does something bad, I could totally understand that. But I assumed that, making assumptions that by the way I look, I would be more acceptable to a homeless or transient person, right? Because I kind of fit the bill. I get that look all the time from people. He's just a homeless bum, and they totally write me off just because of the way I look, right? And I assumed that that was working for me in a case like this, and it wasn't. A lot of times it is. A lot of times I can instantly make friends with somebody because of the way I look, because it puts them at ease. Whereas a lot of time a lot of the people that I don't want to talk to, just by the way I look, is off-putting enough for them that they don't want to have anything to do with me. Which is really, it works to my favor. So I'd love my disguise, but it didn't work. It didn't work Friday night. And then, of course, they got out of the concert early. They were out before 11. And we didn't have to pay to park because we just pulled over on the street and waited. So that was pretty cool. And then we went right from there up to the 10 and then over to Francisquito and to In-N-Out, and had our ritual In-N-Out sitting in the parking lot. And of course, that's why I'm wearing my In-N-Out shirt today. My wife, I don't want nothing. So, of course, I order a little bit extra so I can come back and say, honey, you want some of mine? Oh, yeah, sure, I'll have some of yours. Of course, I order mine pretty plain. Meat, cheese, grilled onions, and sauce on an untoasted bun cut in half. Pretty basic. Mainly because I have had In-N-Out burgers the same for 40 years. right? I just need a change. And so now when I go to In-N-Out, I order a really plain cheeseburger and then mix that up, or pickles occasionally, a tomato occasionally, you know, and just kind of play around with a little bit. But we go there so often now. I mean, usually it was once or twice a year or two, right? And now it's once or twice a month. We're coming home from a show, stopping to get In-N-Out. And if you're in a part of the world or part of the country that doesn't have In-N-Out, man, it's something different. If you've had it, then you're wondering, how come they don't have one here, man? It's just the way it is. The family wanted to keep it small so they could keep control of quality, right? And the family has passed it on to a granddaughter now, and she's taking it, she's bumping it up a notch. So she's expanding. She's taking it out to different states who've never had it before, putting it in places it hasn't been before. I think she said she's going to update the menu, but I'm hoping that she doesn't. There doesn't need to be anything added to the menu. Those cheeseburgers and variations of a theme, that's all it needs, right? Anything more than that, and I think you're trying too hard. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think if she holds on to that piece of philosophy and doesn't change, you know, expansion, yes. Bring it to more people, sure. Changing the restaurant, no. There's not much you can really change. The fact that they're not all young white people now running the stores, that's different, and that's cool. So we've changed there. Now we have, you know, women and minorities in the restaurants, which has been long needed. Because when I was young, all through the 80s and 90s growing up, there was always young white people, really good looking, well kept, well groomed, you know, no tattoos, no earrings, no piercings, no mohawks, no weirdness. They were always perfect little people, right? And now, you know, you could find anybody behind the cash register. And the great thing is that every time I go to In-N-Out, especially the one there off Francisquito, right next to the University of In-N-Out, those people are always the most awesome people. Every single time I've been there, they've been really, really cordial, really nice, polite, accommodating. Yeah, they get my highest marks of any In-N-Out. Maybe it's because they're in such close proximity to the university and the original store across the street, across the freeway. Maybe that's why they have to keep it perfect. The best of the best people work there. Because it is really cool. It's a nice place. My daughter even says that, you know, the In-N-Out over there in Indio, it's just not the same. It just doesn't taste the same. It doesn't. Every time we go there, it's just different. It's just different than the other place. But when you go to that one in Francisquito, it's, I think it's been a while since we found those burgers that are like the perfect burger, right? And you can have the same burger every day for weeks and months and years, but only once in a while do they get all of the ratios perfect and everything is right and the cheese is melted to perfection while everything else is still cold, and it just melts in your mouth, right? And In-N-Out is the same way. The burgers are always the same, but they're not always the perfect burger. And my daughter will attest to that. She'll say, you know what, this time they got it pretty close, but it's not like it was that one time. And she holds everything to the standards of that one night that we went to the one across the freeway, to the original one. And she said that was the best time that she ever ate at In-N-Out. And I believe that was Harry Styles 2022. Yeah, November 15, 2022. And on that night, that was like the best In-N-Out. And I'll have to agree, it was really, really good. The best in a long time. And I was still having it the original way, animal style, cut in half. But after that, I started to lose interest, because that was like one of the first nights that we did the ritual. And then after that, it was like, I'm getting too much In-N-Out in my diet. There's just too much, you know, it starts to lose its appeal. You know, I could not eat In-N-Out once a week for lunch doing work, because it's just too good to have all the time, right? It's like having a piece of chocolate cake every day. You just get burned out on it. I love chocolate cake. I don't like chocolate cake anymore, man. I shouldn't have had it every day. Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, literally, we get it once or twice a month. You know, I mean, I've got friends on other parts of the country that are going like, man, I wish I could get In-N-Out just once a year. Jeez, come on over, dude. Take my place. Take my place at In-N-Out. You get in line. Oh, man. It is really good, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love some In-N-Out. I just love it. I just love it. It's good stuff. But it is quality you can taste. It is quality you can taste. It's good, good, good stuff. The lettuce is always so perfect, right? I mean, I've worked in places before where you break up a head of lettuce and you chunk out these big things you're going to put on burger, you know, and their lettuce is always great. Their tomatoes are always big and juicy, and beefsteak tomatoes that are just unlike any other tomato in the world. And of course, they've got their own patents, their own patented tomatoes and their own patented meat combination and the patented cheese and patented onions. Sure, why not? Why the hell not? Yeah, right. Oh, I left my water. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Do I hit? Mixing it up, you know. Use a one-hitter. After a while, switch over to the bong and switch over to the pipe, and just every once in a while roll a joint. Another way to keep you from getting burned out, or keep your tolerance from getting built up. Just keep changing it, changing the strains, changing the way you do it, you know. The way you do what you do when you do what you do. Yeah, well, we're just about 3 hours of this live stream. And we got about 40 minutes to go. Well, you know what? Let's take a look at a TV guide. And see what kind of movies are coming on. See. Let me just grab one from the back here. What do we got here? Ooh, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, the greatest in a new role. Yes, that is Muhammad Ali. Let me see if I can get you a better shot of this. There you go. There he is. That is Muhammad Ali. And it looks like he's in some kind of costume for, yeah, some kind of weird show, weird movie. Well, let's see. This is from 1979, October. So we're going to see Halloween in here. Yeah. So this is a Halloween edition of TV Guide. And let's get to the list of movies, and then we can see what this, or the article on oh wow. Yeah, ABC TV movies, Sunday, October 28th, 175 Model Train. Alright. Disaster on Coastliner. Oh, and there's a guy here doing the stunt. Miniature scene there. And then I still don't see where... Oh, who's that? The girl who has everything but a hit. Susan Anton. Yeah, she was... she was kind of plain Jane, I guess. Good looking. Benji. Screening room. Alright, movie guide. Movies this week. Disaster on the Coastliner, One Flows of Jenny Logan, The Other Side of the Mountain. The Shootist. Oh yeah. There's a lot of movies. It's a lot of movies. Well, let's see. This is Movie Monday. What movies are we playing? Night of the Sorcerers. The Body Snatcher. A Kung Fu movie. Running Fence documentary. Bigfoot, Man or Beast. The Last of the Mohicans. A Howling in the Woods. The Shootist. Hello. What is this? Oh yeah, sure. Let's see, I'll be at the same house with the garage between 11 and 12. Today. No worries. No way. I'm just happy that they get used. Yeah, that's it, right? And then some smidgens. Yeah, that's cool, man. I love Bush. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Good man. Good man. I wish I could get out more. Well, my plan is to be able to have things on a regular schedule so that it's easy to produce things and get them onto the channel and free up my weekends. if I can knock this stuff out during the week, then I got my weekends. So I spent some time, because I lost Friday, I spent some time over the weekend getting things caught back up so that all this week is scheduled, all next week is scheduled. I just have, 5 videos to upload, and then it's programmed. And then I'm going to just keep working on so that by the end of next week, I should have the next 3 weeks after that programmed, right? And if I can accomplish that during the week, during normal production hours, then that will indeed free up my weekends. And that's what I'm shooting for, because I need to go out. I need to go out to an open mic. I'm starting to get a little edgy. Going out to LA and stuff is great, but it's not the same. It takes a lot of energy to go out and do that. I'm still recovering. But to be able to go out and do a couple of hours at the open mic and come home and have that enjoyment that doesn't hurt so bad, I really need that. I really, really, really need that. Alright, let's see if we can find us a good... Ooh, The Muppet Show, Kenny Rogers. Woohoo! The $100,000 Name That Tune. That was a hard show. That was, I can name that tune in 3 notes. Well, I can name that tune in 1. What? What are the clues? Give me a break. You can't be serious. You can't do that. You can't do that. No way. Ooh, Grizzly Adams. A cougar cub is left helpless after its mother is injured in a trap. Adams. Dan Haggerty. Intergalactic Thanksgiving. Really? A space-age family lands on the planet Lafalot and teaches the Lafalatians about work while learning about laughter from King Gucci. The voice of King Gucci is played by Sid Caesar. Oh, this is a cartoon. Okay. There you go. Let's see. We got The Ropers at 8 on Saturday. Detective School at 8:30. Who is that? That's not Randolph Mantooth, is it? James Gregory. It is Randolph Mantooth. Wow. He actually had a comedy series for a while, Detective School. Let's see, Halloween Bash on the Love Boat and Fantasy Island. Ooh. Duel in the Sky. Turns into a death fight. Gosh. John Wayne the Shootist. A documentary, The Growth of America Inland and Westward, is detailed by Alistair Cook using historical photographs, paintings, and newspapers. Totally. Starting to get hungry. Starting to get hungry. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. It's Rich Little. He's a Boy Scout. Totally. Alright, a special Halloween treat. Halloween is Grinch night. Trying to get those Grinch dollars, right? Gotta make money off of that Dr. Seuss guy. I'm telling you. Gus the Pigskin Mule. Wow. Dick Van Patten, Ed Asner, Don Knotts, Tim Conway, Tom Bosley, Harold Gould, Bob Crane, Gary Grimes, and Liberty Williams. Disney's Wonderful World. Of course, it's Disney. cuckoos. The Halloween that almost wasn't. Huh. Well, haunted house on Mork and Mindy. Yeah. And it's the little stuff, yeah. Two Ronnies. Sketches about two men trying to converse on a crowded subway car, and a man who discovers an irritating habit in someone he meets in a pub. Huh. Two Ronnies, huh? I bet it's English. Yeah. Dr. Seuss. Yeah. Grinch Night. NBA basketball. Who gives a fuck? Grown men playing with balls and then getting paid for it. That's about the most stupidest fucking thing. Sports is not sports anymore. It's about prima donnas and fashion shows and who's dating who. Oh, let's see. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Archie Bunker's Place. Associates. Comedy. One Day at a Time. Comedy. What is this? Disaster on a Coastliner. Lloyd Bridges, Raymond Burr, Robert Fuller, Pat Hingle, E.G. Marshall, Yvette Mimieux, and William Shatner. The Shat. I'm telling you. It's the Shat. He's the Shat. Nova, Icarus, Icarus's Children follows the flight of Gossamer Condor, a man-powered plane piloted and pedaled by a champion cyclist. Huh. People of 3 Mile Island. Ooh. There you go. People affected by it. Oh, no, there's nothing. No, don't worry about it. There's nothing going on. Don't leave. Don't leave. There's nothing going on. Don't cause a panic. Just stay where you're at. Don't worry about it. All right, if you're that worried, you know, move over there. But don't worry about it. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, isn't that what they always say? Isn't that what I always say? Final Crash, 1973. The picturesque exploits of an Antarctic misfits who live in a junkyard. Released to theaters as Steelyard Blues. Jane Fonda, Donald Sutherland, Peter Boyle. Wow. Final Crash. Steelyard Blues. That sounds right up my alley. And what was it? Final Crash? Final Crash and Steelyard Blues. Final Crash, Steelyard Blues. That one I'm going to have to look for. Totally, because of course Donald Sutherland, Jane Fonda, Peter Boyle. I mean, who else is in that? That's great. 1973. So, yeah, it could actually be a... oh, look, Second City Television Network. John Candy and Dave Thomas play aerial combatants in Flying Air Dogs. Eugene Levy. Wow, that's cool. At 11:30. Wow. Ooh, the 3 o'clock movie on Monday is Pursuit. Tuesday is Bonnie and Clyde. Wednesday is Little House on the Prairie movie. Thursday, Exodus. And Friday, Exodus Part 2. Totally.
Exodus. Exodus. Archie. Halloween Dream on Little House on the Prairie. Matthew Laberteau and Melissa Gilbert. Right? A tongue-in-cheek adventure that turns Albert and Laura into war-painted Indians. I remember that episode. That was a fun episode. Kind of a dreamy thing. You know what the weird dream one is when they use Carrie and they use both Carries, both actresses in the same episode, and she's hanging out with herself. That was a weird dream episode. Yeah. Total weirdness. Carol Burnett and Friends. Madeline Kahn. Oop. The Devil and Daniel Mouse. Weird. Freedom Road, Part 1. Muhammad Ali and Chris Christopherson. That's the one. Yeah. Totally. Records and, oh look, 13 records or tapes for only 1 penny. Look at that. Look at all of those cassettes. Look at them all, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of cassettes. It's 1979, so there's no 8 tracks there. They're cassettes. Roots, Monday at 9. There's a good one. I don't know about you guys, but I actually try to watch Roots at least once every 5 years. Watch the whole series. I've got it on DVD. There's a whole lot of those mini-series from about the same period where they're doing a lot of Civil War, slavery, that kind of stuff, early American history. A lot of those documentaries, fun historical stuff. And you get to see, you know, the realities, especially with the Roots, the realities and how this country was built. Looks like that Freedom Road with Muhammad Ali is the same kind of thing there. 1865, Civil War. Yeah, 10 years after the Civil War. There you go. That's cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm just kind of one of those guys that enjoys the past, whether it be history or just past stuff. You know? The Casper Halloween. Ooh, Witch's Night Out. Peacock. Proud as a Peacock. So NBC is already starting to use that Peacock thing in 79 here. One on One. Annette O'Toole and Robbie Benson. Uh-oh. I hear noise. I hear dogs jumping about. Means the house is waking up. Yeah. Now, am I in charge of getting that dog out of that room? I don't know. I don't know. Let me check it out. I'll be right back. Yeah, out of one door and into the other. They drive me so crazy, you know? Wow. Hey, Mork and Mindy is a classic. Yeah, you see, watch some of that Mork and Mindy stuff, huh? I don't remember when that, I didn't see when that comment came in, because I'm too wrapped up in my TV guide there, George. My TV guide there, George. But, yeah. Mork and Mindy, that's some crazy stuff. He was on a lot of cocaine when he was doing that show, suffering from depression and doing a lot of cocaine and being funny. And what a combination. I can't watch much of Robin Williams' work because having suffered from depression my entire life, it's hard to watch it in somebody else, especially knowing, you know, where it led him, right? So I just cannot watch a whole lot of Robin Williams, especially when he's being funny. When he's being serious and dramatic, sad or angry or something, it's closer to his own reality that he's avoiding. So it's a little easier, but when he's being funny, I totally see him masking his depression with humor. That's it. And so it's really hard to watch him be funny, knowing full well that he's just dying inside. You know? Looks like I dropped a few frames a while back. What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do? Go back and pick them up? I can't do that. I can't do that. That's all right. So let's see. What's going on? Well, what's going on this week is on my channel. So if you go to my channel, you can see what's happening right now this week, which is pretty damn cool. And I am going to go over to my sources for entertainment, and I am going to get an idea if I can find this movie. Why not? And let's see what I get. What I get. Yep. UFO complete series. Ooh, I like that. I might have to search it by the old title. Huh. Yeah. Somebody pulled up in a weird sounding something. Well, I'm kind of hoping that I find that movie. Because if it's one of those cheesers that nobody cares about anymore and I can actually find it, I could possibly put it on my channel. Well, check it out. 7:45 Pacific Standard Time in the AM. No final crash yet. But after this, I'll probably look for the other title. 73.
Final crash. Final crash. Yeah, I should probably have put in the year. That might have helped narrow this down a little bit. Give me 600 videos to look at here. 5 in a row. 2 rows per page here. So, scanning, 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 scanning. Looking for final crash. Oh, fatal crash. Okay, that's not it. It's kind of close. Alright. When I'm finding the word crash, but not final crash. Totally, but it'll usually be down at the bottom. Yep. Usually. Bang, bang. Alright. Come on, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Give it to me right at the end. Come on, final crash. Final crash. Amelia Earhart disappears. Alright, how long is it? A minute. I don't need that. Come on. Final crash. Honky Tonk Freeway. Train crash. Nope. We've got the crash down, but we haven't got the final. Final crash. Final crash. That's all I need. It's just a movie. Yeah, and I can't show you where I'm at because then everybody will be here. And then nothing will be safe. And then all of my new old content won't be so new. So I can't reveal my sources. Well, and that is that. Cassette archive. What's it called? Also, Steelyard Blues. Steel-wise. Alright, well, there's a bunch of stupid old cheesers here, though, in this list. The Exotic Time Machine. It's a jar, 1984. What the hell is that? The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper, 1981. The Raiders of Atlantis, 83. That is a lot of cheesers. 1980 Three-Way Weekend. So looks like they have stuff here from mostly the 80s. And some 90s, so 80s and 90s. Well, that's cool. Wizards of the Lost Kingdom. Zombie Army. Totally. I guess I'm going to have to save this page here. Because, you know, you never know, you know. I don't know, you know. Let's go here. And then let's do, what is that, Final Crash. $1973. Alright. Steel Yard Blues. 1973. Oh, alright, let's get rid of the year. And nope. Yeah, let's go back. Nope. No Steelyard Blues. Final Crash. 1973. Nothing. Nothing. Right. Let's see. No. Grateful Dead live at Winterland Arena, 1973. Well, it came up with something. Movies. See what it has. No, it ain't gonna happen. No. Wow. Doesn't that just beat all? Oh. I feel like it's time to eat breakfast now. I'm wondering what's going to be. Oh, I think it's biscuits and gravy day. Ooh, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Well, I'll have to keep looking for that movie. I'll have to keep looking for it. Maybe I'll look on YouTube. Right. Software. Let me go to software and look up some old software games. I'll be right back. Gall-darn tweakers. Yeah. All right, people. I guess it's time for me to get the heck out of here so that I can eat. Well, first of all, I got to take a leak. Man. All right, people. I will be back this evening. But be sure to stop by anytime to check stuff out because there is a lot going on all the time now. So check it out. I'm going to boot up my end credits here and tell y'all have a great day. Spread peace and love. Be kind. Be courteous. Be accepting, even if you don't understand what the fuck's going on. Right? Just be cool, man. And most definitely stay weird, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye-bye. Peace. X-1 just started. Check it out. It's just starting right now.